Hey guys, insight number one. Now you're thinking, gosh, I haven't seen you for a week. Well, you'd be right. I did take a break. Having a half semester teaching, well, because we're semester talking like the 6 months, and first term of seminary as well. Kind of left me a bit exhausted. And I wanted to be nice and refresh for you guys. Plus, we are in the process of selling a house, so I had to get that ready. So, anyone that's done that knows it takes time and energy, and I was just too exhausted to give you my best, and anything less than my best is just really, it's not up to standard for me, so took a break, but I'm back. Hello, hey, see you here. So this week is kind of a little strange in the reading because we do have Exodus 24, and then it jumps a bunch of stuff and goes to 31 to 34. So there's chapters in between are up to you if you want to read them. They basically are going to describe what we're going to talk about in the next coming few weeks about the tabernacle, the design of the tabernacle, the things like the Lord goes through with Moses exactly how it needs to be built, what it needs to look like. He's very specific. It gives all the plans, which, if you've been through the temple, will indicate a lot of the things that you see in our modern temples. So, you can read those if you want to, but they are not required reading for this week, and they're not the focus of Come Follow Me for this week. Go ahead and read them if you want to. Nothing's stopping you. Scripture reading, always good. So anyway, we're going to look at, I'm not even going to look at 24, because 24, it's there, it gives you some information, a bit of background, and that's enough. We're going to focus some more on what, as I do always, I prayerfully select 5 things or 5 scriptures or good topic group things that I think are going to most benefit you in teaching you about this. So I really focused on Sabbath day keeping kind of here, because it's a topic that bugs me so much when you're in, used to be gospel doctrine, it's now just Sunday school, and there's always opinions. Anytime Sunday and Sabbath day keeping is brought up, it's, we do this, no, we do this, no, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. And so we're going to really look at that, because we need to break that down and just stop with the shoulding, okay? Right. So let's look first at Exodus 31, 12 to 17. Because this is the Lord, is my massive Bible again. This is the Lord talking to Moses about keeping the Sabbath day holy. And in 12 through 17, he just says, the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verily Sabbath shall keep for a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am the Lord that doth sanctify you. Keep the Sabbath therefore, for it is a holy unto you. Everyone that defileth it shall be put to death. Now in those days, he was cleansing house. So yes, some people were put to death. But don't worry about that, because that was then. It was a whole lot rougher. They had to really, because there was some really anti-Christ people in there that were trying to disrupt Sabbath day worship. So yeah, that was a proper trial. It wasn't just, you broke the Sabbath because you bought something off that person, stab, die. No. It was a whole trial thing, you have continually disrupted our Sabbath day worship. You are continually causing contention on the Sabbath day trial, and that's what it was, right? Now you want to look at it more like a spiritual death, or a spiritual falling away as such, which leads to a spiritual death. So think of it in those terms for this day and age, okay? But yeah, so whoever doeth any work, that soul should be cut off from amongst his people. 6 days may work be done, 7th of the Sabbath, holy to the Lord. And if you do any work on the Sabbath, put to death. But this is again, a continual, pushing away of the Sabbath day and of Jesus Christ and anything to do with him, because there were that group of antichrists in this, 600,000 plus people group, right? There's got to be. Not all of them are angelic, wonderful people. There's going to be some really kind of obnoxious, troublemaking people. So keep that in mind. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations for a perpetual covenant. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, and on the 7th day he rested and was refreshed. So that's basically, I just ran through that really quickly. So have a read of that. But my question is, rested and refreshed, because that's what the Lord did. He made the earth in 6 time periods, and then he had a 7th time period of rest. And we call them days, but remember way back when we discussed that, it's not a day like we know a day, it is simply a period of time, okay? And there's a lot of debate around that, but we're just going to call it a period of time because we don't want to be contentious and argumentative here either. So how do our choices on the Sabbath day show commitment to Jesus? Now keep that in mind, because we're going to talk about this topic through all 5 insights, and I'm going to bookend it at the end with the same question, okay? So think about that this week as we go through this. How do your choices on the Sabbath day show your commitment to Jesus? So think about this as, think about this insight, as modern day Sabbath keeping, right? So how does having a designated rest period help us be rested and refreshed? Sorry, I got a bit tongue-tied there. So think about it in modern day terms. This was back then. Think about it in modern day terms. How does that designated rest period help us to be rested and refreshed? It is a time to listen, to spend in wholesome family activities, a time to just reconnect and debrief with Jesus. So whether it's active, guided, or quiet meditation and prayer, that precious rest time allows strength rebuilding for the next 6 days, because you need that strength to go into the next week, right? For most of us, the Sabbath is observed as the last day of the week, or the last time period of the week that we call a week. And so that is that rest time. Even though we go to church and, we're still going to have to provide food for our family, but there's a way to do it. Like, do we have our lavish feast on a Sunday, or do we do all the prep work on a Saturday? Like, there's some things that we could all refine and do better so that there's less work and more Jesus time on Sundays. That's why I said, think about this as we go through this week and how you can improve that, and we'll bookend it with the same question. The quote I have from this one is from Elder Cook. He said, "Keeping the Sabbath day holy is a refuge from the storms of this life." Now we know this life is stormy. So keeping that Sabbath day, having that designated rest period, is that refuge time. I love my Sunday afternoons after church. I come home, we've got early morning church, I do a few churchy things after that, like some scripture reading, and I have but my Sunday afternoons are my preparation time. I dive into the scriptures, I read, I rest, I meditate, and again, debrief with Jesus. So it's a very important time for me. Somebody interrupts my Sunday afternoon, I'm not very happy about it. So there you go. Of course I'll go serve and I'll go do other stuff, but that's my time. So yeah. Anyway, we need that. So stay with us this week. We're going to talk Sabbath Day Observance and how we get better, as well as just our relationship with Christ in general. So hang around. I'll see you soon for insight number 2.